y muy buenas tardes, bienvenidos a vuestra casa, bienvenidos a otra eliminatoria de la competición que nos saca siempre una sonrisa, bienvenidos a la Copa del Rey, bienvenidos a ese estadio nuevo Los Pajaritos, donde hoy 2 de diciembre el Mallorca vuelve a jugar su segunda eliminatoria de Copa del Rey, esta vez ante el Numancia. El primer partido del Real Club Deportivo Mallorca ganó 0-2 ante el Athletic Sant Just. Hoy se la va a jugar ante el Numancia. Partido trampa, partido que ahora en un rato veremos cuál es el 11 titular con el que sale hoy Yago Barrasate en un partido, como hemos dicho, trampa, porque el Numancia es equipo de segunda red, como ya muchos sabéis, como muchos os habréis informado. Equipo que ahora mismo es cuarto en su liga con 24 puntos y de los 13 partidos que ha jugado, 7 victorias, 3 empates y 3 derrotas. 20 goles a favor y 15 goles en contra es lo que ha cosechado este equipo con el que hoy el Mallorca se va a enfrentar. Sus últimos 5 partidos, 3 victorias, 1 empate y 1 derrota. Pero lo que pasa es que el Numancia, desde que ha cambiado a su entrenador, parece que ha girado los resultados. Parecía que al principio de la competición de la Liga no estaban del todo bien, pero desde que el entrenador se hizo el cambio de banquillo, las cosas han mejorado mucho. Antes de arrancar con datos, Jovan, bienvenido. ¿Cómo estás, compañero?
Bien.
Muy bien, contento de tenerte aquí. Hay mucha previa por delante y yo creo que si hay que decir algo, hoy es un partido trampa ante el Numancia, gran equipo histórico que muchos lo conocemos.
Sí.
¿Qué podrías darnos las primeras pinceladas de este encuentro de hoy de Copa del Rey, que es una competición que tú bien conoces?
Ya has dicho todo, es un club, un equipo histórico que en nuestra época siempre ha estado entre primera y segunda división. De allí han salido muchos jugadores muy buenos y bueno, lo que has dicho es un partido trampa, porque sabemos que este campo es un campo muy complicado y sobre todo porque en el mes de diciembre allí siempre el campo está helado y por otro lado tú vas ahí, puedes perder mucho y ganar poco. Y el otro equipo al revés, el otro equipo pues puede ganar mucho y perder poco, porque si pierde no le va a decir nada, pero un equipo si no pasa a la eliminatoria pues se hablará mucho de esto. La verdad que los jugadores tienen que salir mentalmente bien y tienen que igualar, porque el otro equipo te va a correr como nadie.
Es el partido de sus vidas.
Sí,
es el partido de sus vidas.
Los jugadores esperan muchos años que juegan un partido así, entonces la calidad está a nuestro lado, pero por otro lado tenemos que igualar por lo menos de correr con el equipo contrario.
Bueno, pues como tú dices, si el Mallorca tiene mucho que perder o mucho que ganar en este partido, prácticamente puede ser uno de los equipos, como tú bien has dicho, que el Mallorca tiene mucho que perder hoy, porque el Numancia se lo va a jugar todo. Sí. Sabemos que es cuando un equipo, ¿no?, de segunda red como es el Numancia, o cualquier equipo, ¿no?, que se enfrenta a un equipo grande, pues siempre sacan lo mejor, ¿no? Sí. Es como magia, ¿no? Es un equipo que a lo mejor en Liga está ahí y no acaba de arrancar o no puede estar bien. Hacemos suposiciones, ¿no? Llega a Copa del Rey contra un equipo de primera división y sacan lo mejor.
Hace 2 años vi un partido aquí, Manacor jugaba contra Las Palmas y hasta el gol de Las Palmas, Manacor era muy superior. Han tenido ocasiones y después de 2 semanas fui a este equipo a ver contra Mallorca B y Mallorca
le ganó, lo atropelló. Sí, yo me acuerdo.
Ganó con facilidad al Manacor. Sí, estos partidos son diferentes, te animas y das más de lo que puedas. Y el primer eliminatorio también era difícil, ¿te acuerdas? Hasta expulsión Mallorca no ha tenido problema, pero el equipo ha corrido. Hablamos otra vez, no sé si eran preferentes, no era ni un equipo de segunda ref, ¿no? No, estos partidos son muy, muy complicados. Yo tuve la suerte de llegar a la final. Se sufre mucho, se sufre muchísimo, sobre todo primeras 2, 3, pero ya luego es bonito. Ya si llegas a un semifinal o final, pues te tocan equipos grandes. Si llegas a la final como Mallorca hizo hace 2 años, pues esto es más bonito, pero al principio cuesta.
Cuesta mucho, sabemos lo que es llegar a una final de Copa del Rey. Prácticamente hace 2 años que el Mallorca estuvo en una. Vamos ya a arrancar con los datos. Primero de todo, si te parece, Joan, vamos a repasar el 11 titular con el que hoy sale este entrenador, Ángel Rodríguez, que lleva 8 partidos en el banquillo del Numancia y, como hemos dicho, en estos 8 partidos que lleva ha revolucionado el equipo y parece que le ha dado ese aire fresco que muchas veces el cambio de entrenador necesita. Hay equipos que necesitan ese cambio de entrenador, ¿no? Y parece que el Numancia lo encontró con Ángel Rodríguez. Vamos con el 11 titular con el que sale hoy el Numancia, porque en portería estará Miguel Ángel en el lateral derecho, Óscar en el izquierdo, Fermín Ruiz, defensa central de Fabrizio y Carlos Gutiérrez, el capitán. En el centro del campo, Néstor, Mustafa y Marcos Sánchez. En el extremo derecho, Hugo. En el izquierdo, Alberto. Y arriba, Jonathan como goleador. Hay que ir con mucho cuidado porque el Numancia en su última eliminatoria ganó 3-0 al Arenas de Guecho. Con goles, pues el primero llegó en el minuto 68 de penalti de Javier Bonilla. En el 73, Johnny. Y en el 78, Juancho fue el que marcó ese 3-0. Viene de golear en su último eliminatoria de Copa. 11 titular que no se reserva nada Ángel Rodríguez. ¿Qué te parece de este equipo?
Bueno, no lo conocemos, pero Numancia en su liga es como Madrid en primera división. Todo viendo los equipos de segunda ref, pues Numancia tiene más nombre. Entonces, la verdad que cuando estás segunda ref y tiene nombre, pues sufres, porque te vienen equipos pequeños que también en su campo no puede perder poco y ganar mucho, y por esto Numancia lleva años sufriendo en segunda ref. No conocemos el equipo, pero lo que te decía, estos jugadores jugando un equipo en la liga son diferentes de lo que vamos a ver hoy, porque hoy van a dar todo, porque lo que has dicho tú al principio, ellos esto a lo mejor será para ellos el partido más importante de sus carreras. Entonces, imagínate, campo lleno, viene a toda la familia, si esto quieren demostrar que son buenos contra un primera, y por esto vamos a tener un partido muy complicado. Si Mallorca se toma el partido serio, yo creo que no vamos a tener problema. Si igualamos en intensidad, no vamos a tener problema. Una vez bajamos bajamos intensidad, entonces sí que nos metemos en un problema.
El Numancia, que hemos dicho equipo de segunda ref, que ahora mismo es cuarto, está a 4 puntos del primer clasificado, que es el Gimnástica de Segoviana, con 28 puntos. Y como hemos dicho, desde el cambio de entrenador, el Numancia ha dado un giro a la mala dinámica que llevaban. Ángel Rodríguez, 8 partidos en el banquillo. De los 8 partidos que llevan en el banquillo, Ángel Rodríguez ha conseguido que su equipo marque 16 goles a favor y solo le han marcado 6 goles en contra. De los 8 partidos que llevan el banquillo, 6 victorias, 1 empate y solo 1 derrota. Por lo tanto, ha conseguido 16 puntos en Liga. Es lo que ha conseguido este cambio de banquillo. Ángel Rodríguez, que hoy se va a ver las caras con Yago Arrasate. Hablando de Yago Arrasate, vamos ya con el 11 titular del Real Club Deportivo Mallorca, Jovan, que es el 11 que con bastantes novedades, porque sabemos que Pablo Maffeo y Mojica se han quedado aquí en la isla por la cantidad de minutos y partidos que llevaban a descansar. No han viajado. Los que sí que han viajado como novedad son Xali y Luis Orejuela. Por lo tanto, veremos si uno de estos dos es titular, que creo que sí. Uno de ellos es titular. Vamos a desvelarlo ya, porque en la portería hay novedad, ya que Leo Román está lesionado y ahora el primer portero es Luca Bergström. Exacto. Hoy va a ser titular el Pichu Cuellar, el más veterano, ¿no?
Jugaba conmigo, en Atlético de Madrid. Imagínate, yo me retiré hace 20 años y él estuvo conmigo jugando. Bueno, cuando yo estuve en Atlético, él subía de filial.
Y hoy creo que rompe el récord, hoy consigue el récord de jugador más veterano jugando un partido. Lo veremos ahora. Bueno, lo que sabemos es que hoy juega de titular el Pichu Cuellar, en el lateral derecho Mateu Jaume, en el lateral izquierdo Xali, en la defensa central también novedades totalmente, y además que nos alegramos, David López. Y cuando hablábamos de que nos alegramos de esta novedad, es de Kumbula, después de haber estado lesionado, después de una larga recuperación. ha vuelto. Kumbula está en el 11 titular para jugar esta eliminatoria de Copa del Rey. En el centro del campo, para Antonio Sánchez, Manu Morlanes y Pablo Torre. Atención a Antonio Sánchez, que creo que está pasando por un grandísimo estado de forma. Es un jugador que siempre rinde muchísimo, ponga donde lo ponga, y lo ha demostrado en los últimos partidos. Y arriba, en el lateral derecho, en el extremo derecho, perdón, a Takuma Sano, en el izquierdo Javi Llabrés, y arriba el goleador de la Copa del Rey, Adon Prats, el máximo goleador. Ya la fue la temporada donde el Mallorca llegó a la final de Copa del Rey, y lo está haciendo esta temporada, porque en el último partido, como hemos dicho, en su primera eliminatoria ante el Athletic Sant Just, 0-2 ganó el Mallorca. En el minuto 48 marcaba Adon, y en el 71 también volvía a marcar Adon. Doblete de Adon para llevar al Mallorca a la siguiente fase de la Copa del Rey, y un Mallorca que este es el 11 titular. Jovan, ¿te gusta? ¿No te gusta? Parece que ha sacado muchísimas caras nuevas, y caras que tal vez vienen de lesión y necesitan un poco de rodaje.
Sí, yo me imaginaba que Mister va a cambiar casi todo el equipo, como hizo la primera eliminatoria. Primero porque estos jugadores necesitan minutos y Mister le necesita en futuro, porque ya estamos en un momento donde pueden llegar las tarjetas, lesiones, entonces estos jugadores necesitan minutos. Y por otro lado, porque dentro de 4 días no jugamos un partido importante en Oviedo. No juegas ni sábado ni domingo, juegas el viernes, entonces Mister no puede arriesgar a meter en Muriqui o a meter jugadores que normalmente tienen que jugar este partido. Entonces yo lo he visto bien. Bueno, yo por lo que hemos visto, los dos juegan con 4-3-3, como has visto, Cuellar en la portería, David López y Kumbula, dos centrales, Salji y Mateo Morey, dos bandas, Antonio Sánchez, Manu Morlanes y Pablo Torres en medio, Javi Llabrés, ¿no?, por la izquierda, sí, Takumo por la derecha y Adon Prats delantero.
Es un 11 titular bastante parecido al que sacó Yago ante el Athletic Sant Just. Exacto. Los cambios ante el Athletic Sant Just: en la portería estaba Bergström, hoy está el Pichu Cuellar. En el lateral izquierdo estaba Toni Lato, que se lesionó.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to today's live stream. Now, I'm going to be your host today on the YouTube Play Red channel. Thank you so much for joining in at this fixture that we have out here today. We have something a bit different. We're not in the La Liga division anymore, but today we're looking at a Copa del Rey matchup. We have Real Mallorca facing up against, some would argue, quite a tough match, quite a tough team. You might have not heard of him. Real Mallorca are facing up against Numancia, a team in the Segunda Federación of Spanish football. We're going to get into it in a minute and talk about sort of where this team come from, because I'm sure most of the people in here watching this live stream haven't exactly heard of Numancia. But first, we're going to take a look at last time out for Real Mallorca. Matters of fact, it was just a few days ago, just last Saturday, where Real Mallorca faced up against Osasuna here at the San Marcos Stadium, where Vedan Muriqi did manage to score 2 goals in the 62nd and the 66th minute to take the lead for Real Mallorca, making it 2-0. But unfortunately, it wasn't enough, as Osasuna managed to score 2 goals in the last 8 minutes of the matchup to secure a point and end the match at 2-2. So a bit of a draw last time out for Real Mallorca. We're not going to talk much about that because that is in the La Liga division, and today we have a Copa del Rey match. But just to give you a little context of how Real Mallorca had been doing, a disappointing result last time out, leading 2-0 and conceding 2 goals when there's 8 minutes left, especially at home. So again, a bit of a disappointing one, but not a bad match at all for Real Mallorca, not a bad result. And recently the form, I think, for Real Mallorca has been getting better and better, but there's still work to do. Now, let's talk about a bit Copa del Rey, because that's what we're here to see today. That's what we're going to talk about. We're not going to talk about much of the La Liga division. Now, let's just look at recent form from both of these sides. Now, Real Mallorca have won 2 out of their last 5 matches, and Numancia have won 3 out of their last 5 matches. Of course, I'm talking about Real Mallorca in the La Liga division, and I'm talking about Numancia in the Segunda Federación. Now, there's a big gap between those two leagues. Now, Numancia aren't particularly a bad team. They're not exactly too far down. Segunda Federación, it's still a tough division. It's still a decent side. And it really is going to be a tough matchup out here today for Real Mallorca because, a small team like this at a cold stadium out there, it's going to be very cold. It is going to be tough, and it's not the first time these two teams have faced each other. Matters of fact, the last time they played, they actually drew 1-1. So again, this Numancia side has played against Mallorca before. They know what it's like to play against them, and, for this Numancia side, this match is going to mean everything to them. And I think for Real Mallorca, I think they might go out there maybe a bit relaxed, a bit confident, but if they don't go out with the same intensity as Numancia, then Numancia can definitely cause a lot of trouble for Real Mallorca. Now, in case you haven't heard of Numancia, they are a football club located in a town called Soria, and they play again in Segunda Federación, where they're currently sitting in their league 4th place with about 24 points. They are a tough team in their division, so it's also something to take into consideration that they have been in good form in their own league. And not only that, again, these two sides have faced each other before and they have caused trouble for Real Mallorca in the past. So I just think for Real Mallorca, they're not going out with their strongest lineup, obviously resting quite a lot of players. Pablo Maffeo, Johan Mojica not traveling with the squad, and then you've got other players like Muriqi, Jan Virgili, Mateo Joseph, plenty of other names that are on the bench as they are being rested, really, mainly because their focus is on the La Liga division. So they're going out with, I will say, a bit of a much more different lineup than we usually see before, and I think maybe a bit of a softer one that we would usually see before. So again, this Real Mallorca side, they will have to go out and play intense. They can't afford to play relaxed, despite Numancia being a much, much smaller club, because I think they could cause quite a lot of trouble for them. And we've seen Real Mallorca being taken down by smaller teams before in the Copa del Rey. Last season, Real Mallorca, they got knocked out of the Copa del Rey tournament in the first round, losing 3-0 to a team named Pontevedra, who, to say the least, is sort of, close to Numancia's level as a club too. So we've seen Real Mallorca lose to clubs like these before, and it's always because they don't put in enough intensity. So again, I just think it's down to these players in this matchup today. I think if Real Mallorca go out there and play tough and play with good mentality, then they shouldn't have a problem really winning out there today. But again, if they let Numancia take the intensity, then I think it will be a struggle for them to get the victory out here today. And, it's an important match for both sides, really, because whoever wins goes through to the next round of the Copa del Rey. But I think Numancia have a lot more concentration going into this match, as I think Real Mallorca are mainly focusing on the La Liga division for how bad it has been going. And again, they want to maintain themselves in the La Liga division, because they're so close to relegation. So I think Real Mallorca are a lot more distracted going into this Copa del Rey than Numancia are. So again, I just think it's all up to the players out there today. Now, if we talk about... excuse me, people. Now, if we talk about Copa del Rey history for Real Mallorca, now it was just 2 seasons ago in the 2023-2024 Copa del Rey tournament where Real Mallorca did make it all the way to the final of Copa del Rey, where so unfortunately they lost on penalties to Atletico Bilbao in the final. I mean, it was a special day, a special moment for every Real Mallorca fan out there, and, a day to never forget. I mean, so proud of Real Mallorca for making it that far in the Copa del Rey. But then next season, they go on to get knocked out in the first round to a team named Pontevedra. That's just kind of how this works, That season, they were focused, they were concentrated every match. They really wanted it. Then the next season, they just weren't there mentally, so they got knocked out first match. I just think that's how it goes. It is a bit of a weaker, a bit of a stranger lineup from Real Mallorca, but again, it just doesn't depend on that out there today. It really depends on if they have the right mentality to get the win or not. So I think we're in for quite an exciting matchup. I think it's going to be very interesting. I'm excited to see it. We have some interesting facts about this matchup, and one that really stands out is we're seeing the third goalkeeper making an appearance for Real Mallorca for the first time in years. I think actually one of the oldest goalkeepers still playing Spanish football in all the leagues, and it's the man himself. It's Picho Cuellar who's playing in net today, standing at 41 years old, and he is starting for Real Mallorca as Bergstrong, the second goalkeeper, is getting a bit of a rest. There is right there talking about him, as he is getting a bit of a rest, as the first goalkeeper, Leo Roman, is out injured. So Real Mallorca starting to run a bit short on goalkeepers, so they maybe need to start watching out for that. Now, if you do have your screen open, you can take a look, as we were talking about earlier, the last time out, last Saturday for Real Mallorca, where they did face up against Osasuna in the La Liga division, where again, it was all off. It was all going so well. In the second half, Muriqi with 2 goals. I mean, a brilliant performance from Muriqi, but not just him. I will say Samu Costa and Jan Virgili, those 3 players linking up ever so beautifully. There he goes down there. Jan Virgili gets down. He gets the penalty for Vedan Muriqi. And you already know the Pirate, the man himself, he's not going to miss the penalty, is he? He does put it in the back of the net. Unfortunate for Sergio Herrera. He just dives the right way, but he can't get there on time. So again, brilliant penalty from Muriqi, and then he goes on soon to score another goal, and to say the least, another assist from Jan Virgili, who again, that young kid has just been absolutely brilliant for Real Mallorca this season. What signing he's been, and again, what finish there by Muriqi. One thing that you do want to know from Real Mallorca this season is Muriqi. That man is absolutely dangerous for Real Mallorca. He's got 8 goals this season, making him the 3rd maximum goal scorer in the La Liga this season, just behind Robert Lewandowski and just behind Kylian Mbappe. So again, he's up there with the big names, and he's scoring plenty of goals. He's already scored more goals this season than he did in the whole of the last season. So a brilliant performance from Muriqi. Luckily for Numancia, he will not be starting out here today. Abdon Prats will be starting in his place. But Abdon Prats, one thing you have to know about him, 2 seasons ago, he was the maximum goal scorer in the Copa del Rey division. And this season, he is also the maximum goal scorer in the Copa del Rey Cup. So that's one thing you also have to know about Abdon Prats. Not shy of scoring goals in this cup. And unfortunately for Real Mallorca, they still did manage to concede 2 goals in the last 8 minutes, despite winning 2-0 at the San Marcos Stadium. Again, that's just what happens when you lose your focus, and that is what can happen to Real Mallorca out here today if they don't go into this matchup focused. Real Mallorca, they are a really good team. They've had a poor start to the season this year, but when they play with the right mentality, they really are brilliant. But it's just at times where they do manage to lose the focus, and you can just see how many points, how many matches it does cost them. Now we're just about 3 minutes away from kickoff here at the Numancia Stadium, so we're waiting to undergo the way. Just a few minutes away at the Los Pajaritos Stadium. But until then, we still have 1 or 2 more things to talk about in this Real Mallorca squad. And I think it's really interesting, the lineup that they're going with out here today. They've got Picho Cuellar in net. The 2 centre-backs are David Lopez, who we usually see in these Copa del Rey matches. And then we have, finally back from injury, is Kumbuya. Very interesting player that Real Mallorca signed on loan this season, coming from Roma. We haven't seen much of him, but again, we're glad to see him back, and he is a good player. I think he could really help the team in this matchup. On the left back, we have Salki, again, another player we usually see in these Copa del Rey matches, the French 18-year-old. And on the right back, we have Mateo Morey, a brilliant right back in my opinion, who does have brilliant games, but recently struggling a bit with form inconsistency. And on the centre mids, we have Pablo Torre, again another brilliant signing for Real America this season, Manu Morlanes and Antonio Sanchez, a very, very solid midfield there. And up front, on the left wing, we have Javi Alvarez, on the right wing, Takuma Sano, and up front, Abdon Prats. So again, they still have a decent lineup out here. Real America today, some very familiar names, but a lineup that we don't usually see that often. If you compare this with the lineup last Saturday, I don't think a single one of these players started. Yeah, matters of fact, they didn't. He's resting all of the players that played last Saturday, so it's a completely different starting 11 out there today. But again, when it comes to these Copa del Rey matches, we do usually see different types of lineups. And we saw it last time out against San Just, when Real America faced up in the last Copa del Rey match. They did go out with a different type of lineup. And now we've just got the players heading out to the pitch. And if you want to know a very interesting fact, historically, Abdon Prats is the second all-time highest goal scorer in the Copa del Rey. And if he scores out here today, he will take that first place and take Cristiano Ronaldo's place in the highest all-time goal scorer. It is a crazy fact if you think about it. For Abdon Prats to be overtaking Cristiano Ronaldo in goals in the Copa del Rey. And now they are just doing a minute of silence. And Real Mallorca wearing the whites out here today in Numancia and the red. And the referee blows his whistle. And we are on the way here. And again, as I did mention, Numancia are going to be chasing this match with everything they've got. They're really going to want this one. So if Real America don't go out with the right intensity, then Numancia just might take this one home. If Real America have the right mentality, of course, they can take the victory home. They should take it home without a problem, but you know, these type of stadiums against these type of teams, they're never easy ones, are they? So now the first corner kick awarded to Real Mallorca, and it's Pablo Torre who's going to put in the cross. Pablo Torre putting in the cross. It's cleared by Numancia. We can see players slipping all over the place already. As the stadium, again, it's a really cold one out there today. It's actually pretty icy out there. That's another factor that Real Mallorca also won't be used to, is that type of cold. Now Antonio Sanchez doing well to get the ball back for Real Mallorca. Here's Manu Morlanes. Pichu Cuellar. Again, making his first appearance for Real Mallorca in so long. The third goalkeeper. 41 years old. Finally making an appearance for Real Mallorca. Now Salki to take the throw in. Trying to play it into Takuma Sano, but Numancia doing well. And this Real Mallorca squad still does have some very experienced players, to say the least, in this lineup, despite it being very different. Again, one of the most important ones for me is the man up front. It's Abdon Prats, who just loves getting goals in the Copa del Rey. And again, if he scores today, he'll be the highest all-time maximum Copa del Rey scorer in history, taking the place of Cristiano Ronaldo. And I mean, what a stat that is for him. And of course, there still are some big names in that Real Mallorca squad that we see quite often, with Pablo Torre, Mateo Jaume, Takuma Sano, Manu Morlanes. So now Real Mallorca holding possession in their own half of the pitch. Here's Manu Morlanes. Plays it back. Manu Morlanes, good ball into Pablo Torre. He just slips. And it is going to be a free kick for Real Mallorca, as Takuma Sano just gets taken down. And of course on the bench for Real Mallorca, some massive names. We have pretty much the whole starting lineup of last Saturday on the bench for Real Mallorca. You have Sergio Darder, Vedan Muriqi, Jan Virgili, Martin Balgent, Antonio Rayo, and many more. And now Numancia trying to make sign from that, but they end up losing it there, so Real Mallorca can drive forward. Now Numancia driving down this left wing, trying to put in the cross. He gets taken down there. And it's going to be a free kick, as Mateo Jaume commits the foul on the number 7 of Numancia, Matos. It's a good run there, just gets taken down. I'd argue he's lucky not to be booked. Mateo Jaume. So now with the set piece play, it's Numancia trying to put in the cross and just sends it over out directly for a goal kick. And it's actually sitting at a whopping 3 degrees Celsius out there tonight. A very cold one. And you can just see how slippy the pitch is. Oh, good play here from Numancia, but they can't make the most of it. So now Real Mallorca take the ball back. It's Manu Morlanes. Playing it into Takumasano. Takumasano's going to drive forward. Takumasano playing into Javi Abres, who gets the shot off and smashes it into the back of the net. And an early lead for Real Mallorca. As Javi Abres just hits that one. And what a shot that is by him. And Real Mallorca lead here 1-0, 7 minutes in. Looking at the replay there, what a shot that is by Javi Abres. And what a way to start the match for Real Mallorca. And a brilliant goal by Javi Abres. Just hits it with his left foot. There's no chance for the keeper of saving that one. Now Numancia can play it forward. Trying to drive forward. Claims for a free kick there. Numancia, but the referee says otherwise. On the edge of the box. Numancia trying to put in the cross. It goes right into the hands of Pichu Cuellar. Good play there from Numancia. A brilliant way to start the match for Real Mallorca, avoiding any type of danger, at least with that first goal. Good ball as Numancia can drive forward here on the left wing, taking a touch, taking the shot off. And it just goes wide there for Numancia. What chance that was there for the striker, Johnny. As he just sends it wide from that second post. Good ball. What touch that is there. He gets the finish. Just can't get it on target as he would like to. It was a big chance. So now Real Mallorca get the free kick. And it's going to be Manu Morlanes who's going to take it. Now Real Mallorca taking it quickly. Good build-up play here from Real Mallorca. Takumasano gets the shot off. And a big save by Rubio. And I actually think it's going to be a goal kick. He doesn't actually get a touch on it. It looks like he does from that angle. But it actually went far more wide than it actually looks like. So far, a good start to the match for Real Mallorca. Just looks like Antonio Sanchez dealing maybe with a bit of a shoulder injury there. But he will continue to play. Now, here come Numancia. And Salki ends up clearing it. Numancia picked the ball back up. Trying to drive forward there, Johnny, but ends up going out of play. And it's going to be a throw-in for Real Mallorca. going out of bounds again here. It's going to be a throw-in for Numancia. Now trying to drive forward, but Real Mallorca doing well. And they are putting in the intensity. But Numancia picking the ball up here. Of course, this team in the red still is competing. But I just think Real Mallorca have that slight upper hand. And what chance that was there for Takuma Sano, who just tried dipping it over the goalkeeper, but it just went a bit wide. What chance that was for him there. And again, a brilliant start by Real Mallorca so far. Numancia still competing against this Real Mallorca side. And look at the goal there from Javi Abres. What a shot into that top left corner. Numancia were claiming the offside. But of course, there is no VAR in Copa del Rey. Playing a forward ball. Lovely ball there from Numancia into Johnny. Johnny can take it forward. And he ended up getting a corner kick here. Numancia, as David Lopez gave away the corner. Just chasing it down. With Johnny behind him, but he does well. David Lopez. So now it's going to be a corner kick for Numancia. Putting it into that second post. They do get a head on it, Numancia, but they just can't quite make the most of it. Now it's going to be another goal kick for Real Mallorca. Here's Pichu Cuellar. Trying to play it long. They do get the throw in, Real Mallorca. Mateo Jaume playing it into Takuma. Trying to turn around Antonio Sanchez. But Gning does well to get it back. Trying to header the ball on forward there. Can't make the most of it, Matos. And now Real Mallorca playing the ball in their own half of the pitch. Here's David Lopez. Trying to play it long. Now Numancia with the throw in. Good play here from Numancia, but they end up giving it away quite unnecessarily. Now Real Mallorca can drive forward. Real Mallorca. holding the possession. And again, 1 goal for Abdon Prats, and it will make him the highest goal scorer in Copa del Rey history, overtaking Cristiano Ronaldo. And a lot of eyes will be on him here tonight. Antonio Sanchez just trying to play a through ball there. But it's well defended by Numancia, and it's going to be a goal kick for the side in red. And Numancia just losing the ball there, rushing it forward maybe a bit too quickly. And I just think maybe they need to keep the ball a bit more, as there's just no need to rush forward and give away those type of passes. Now Abdon Prats driving forward. Tries playing a through ball into Javi Abres. He cuts in here. Javi Abres, he tries to put it into Antonio Sanchez. Good play by Real Mallorca, but it was cleared by Numancia. So now, Real Mallorca with the throw-in. And it's Mateo Jaume just holding it. Real Mallorca in their own half of the pitch. Mano Morlanes into David Lopez. Back to Pichu Cuellar. Now Numancia driving forward down this left wing. It's Matos with plenty of room. He does well, Matos. Tries to put in the cross. Is cleared by Real Mallorca. Now Numancia get the ball back and restart the play. Here's Matos. Switching it to that right hand side. Good ball from him. Trying to put in the cross. Doesn't quite find anyone. But it was a dangerous chance there for Numancia. And luckily there for Real Mallorca, no one was there in the second post. Now Numancia getting the ball back in a dangerous position. What can they do here? Well defended by Kumbuya. It's going to be a throw-in for Numancia. And again, Numancia causing problems for Real Mallorca despite being down. Taking the front quickly, and it goes right into the hands of Pichu Cuellar. Pichu Cuellar taking the goal kick. Now Real Mallorca have it. Kumbuya back to Pichu Cuellar. Into David Lopez. Here's Pablo Torre. Salhi back to Kumbuya. Out wide to David Lopez. Playing it into Takuma Asano. He gives it back to Kumbuya. Into Pablo Torre. Back to Kumbuya. Real Mallorca not rushing it, just patiently building a way up forward. And it's intercepted by Numancia, but again they just try and play it a bit too quickly and lose the ball there. Now here's Manu Morlanes. Pablo Torre. Here's Kumbuya. He's going to try playing a long ball into Takuma Asano. Takuma playing it back. Antonio Sanchez. Mateo Jaume. He tries driving forward, he gets taken down, and it's going to be a free kick for Real Mallorca as Mateo Jaume drives forward and gets the free kick. And Matos claiming he touched the ball there. It just looks like he can't get there in time. It doesn't look intentional. So now Pablo Torre to put in the set piece play. Looking for that second post. And the ball goes into the back of the net, and it's Abdon Prats who scores for Real Mallorca. And not only does he score here for Real Mallorca, he also makes history in the Copa del Rey tournament. Scoring that goal, making him the highest all-time goal scorer in the Copa del Rey competition. And it just bounces off the post there, the rebound from Kumbuya. There it is there, it just hits off the post, it falls perfectly to Abdon Prats. And all he has to do is get the shot on target, and that's what he does. So now, that makes Abdon Prats officially the highest goal scorer in the Copa del Rey. His third goal so far this season in the Copa del Rey. He scored 2 last time out. Real Mallorca seem to be looking very comfortable at the minute. Especially with this wide gap. But again, there's still a lot of time to go. It doesn't look like they are going to cause much trouble for Real Mallorca at the minute. But again, anything could still happen. So now it is going to be a corner kick here for Real Mallorca in the 26th minute. Here's Pablo Torre. Pablo Torre putting in the cross into that second post, but there's no one there for Real Mallorca. So it is going to be a goal kick. Now Numancia taking the goal kick. Good play here from Numancia down this left wing. He gets taken down. And it is going to be a free kick for Numancia as Fermin just gets taken down there by Mateo Jaume. So now Numancia taking the free kick. The cross just falls a bit short there. Now Rameka could break on the counter-attack, looking for Takuma Sano. He does get there on time. Takuma playing it back to Javi Abres. Javi Abres cuts in, he tries taking the shot off, it's blocked. And the deflection is going to go out for a corner kick. So now it is going to be a corner kick for Real Mallorca. Putting in the cross, it's cleared. Taking it all the way back to Pichu Cuellar. He's going to look for Antonio Sanchez. Mateo Jaume gets it. Another foul there from Mateo Jaume on Fermin. So now here's Numancia. They're going to switch it down to the left-hand side, and Antonio Sanchez was there to clear it. Javi Abres brings it down well. There's another foul for Numancia. Antonio Sanchez just taken down Matos. Now here's Numancia driving forward. Switching it down this left-hand side. Fermin. Here's Matos. And he does well, Matos, to skip past his man, putting in the low cross, and the shot is off! And a big save there by Pichu Cuellar. What chance that was there for Numancia. As Matos, he does well to skip past Mateo Jaume there. You can just see he slips. Puts in a good ball. It's a decent shot, but maybe not enough power on it. Now Numancia switching it to the right hand side. The pass is cut out by Real Mallorca. You can just see Mateo Jaume slip there as Matos makes the most of it. Now here's Matos with another chance. He tries playing a through ball, but David Lopez was there to cut it out. Despite being 2-0 down, this side in red still playing very well. So now here's Matos, and he does very well to skip past his man. He puts in the cross. It's cleared by Real Mallorca. Trying to put in the cross again. Can't quite find anyone. Getting taken down there by Abdon Prats. It's going to be a foul as Ruth just gets taken down. And playing well so far, this Numancia side, despite the result. So now, can they make anything from this? Putting in the cross, and again, just too much on that. And Pichu Cuellar gets there first. He takes it quickly, looking for Javi Yabres. Decent attempt. But Rubio came off his line. So now, Numancia keeping the possession. Now Matos trying to skip past Mateo Jaume. But he does well to defend it. Pichu Cuellar playing up front. Numancia losing possession in the midfield area. Playing a through ball into Antonio Sanchez. He tries putting in the low cross. Numancia get away with clearing it. Here's Mateo Jaume. Matos taking the ball. So now, Real Mallorca losing possession again, giving away the throw-in. And so far, it's been a very good start to the match for Real Mallorca. Leading 2-0, as some would argue, a complicated team and a complicated place to play at. And it's been a very good start for Real Mallorca, leading 2-0 very early on. Safe to say that they'll feel a lot more comfortable throughout the rest of the match. It's going to be a free kick in the end for Real Mallorca as Matos just takes down Mateo Jaume there. Now taking the free kick. The referee blows their whistles. It seems there was a foul on Takuma Sano. Take a look at the replay here. Didn't quite see what happened. Just hits him with the elbow. Of course doesn't look intentional, but still hits him either way. So now Pablo Torre to put in the cross. Just slips as he puts it in. And Numancia could potentially break on the counterattack. It's Matos down this left side. He's going to try and take it forward himself. He ends up losing it. So it's going to be a throw-in for Real Mallorca. Here's Manu Morlanes, Pablo Torre. Pablo Torre driving forward. He fakes the cross. Swishes out. Looking for Abdon Prats in the box. It was a very good chance. It wasn't Abdon Prats, it was Antonio Sanchez. Abdon Prats was just behind him. He fakes the run and then Antonio Sanchez goes for it. Good play by Real Mallorca there, looking for their third. And it doesn't look like Numancia will have too many chances to get back into this. As Real Mallorca so far really looking like the stronger side and already leading 2-0. Of course, there's still a whole second half to go. But at the minute, it's not looking promising. Good play here from Mateo Jaume to drive forward. Playing it down this right-hand side into Antonio Sanchez. He can put in the cross. Bit too much height on it, maybe. It's going to be a throw-in for Numancia. Now Real Mallorca take the possession back and play it all the way back to their center backs. So now David Lopez into Takuma Sano. Here's Pablo Torre. Pablo Torre into Takuma. Takuma back to Manu Morlanes. Kumbuya into Salhi. Pablo Torre just gets taken down, but the referee claims no foul. Numancia will keep the possession. Here's Danese. Good play here from Numancia. Trying to switch it to the right-hand side, but ends up slipping. Numancia get it back. It's Matos. And so far, just about 3 minutes left before the end of the first half. I don't think there'll be 2 minutes, too many minutes of extra time added on. And to say the least, Real Mallorca look very comfortable. But again, there's still a whole second half to go, so you never know what could happen. Here's David Lopez into Mateo Jaume, back to David Lopez. Trying to play a long ball into Takuma, but Numancia defending it. It's a good play to look for Matos on that left wing, but Mateo Jaume gets there first. Okay, Numancia driving forward on this left wing. Here's Matos. Playing it back. Numancia again on this left wing, trying to put in the cross. But it falls to Numancia, who ends up committing the foul on Mateo Jaume. Just clips him there unintentionally. And the manager for Numancia, there he is there, looking quite, well, not happy to say the least. Maybe his team could have had a bit of a better half. Here's Matos, who does well to skip past Manu Morlanes. Now Numancia into Matos, who tries playing it forward. And now we've hit the 45th minute marker. So only 1 minute added on, and Real Mallorca are driving forward. It's Javi Yabres. He ends up losing it, but Real Mallorca get it back either way. It's Manu Morlanes into Mateo Jaume. Out wide to Antonio Sanchez, who puts in the low-driven cross. Abdon to Mateo Jaume again. Out wide to Antonio Sanchez. Mateo Jaume, Manu Morlanes. Out wide to Salhi, who tries taking it forward. He ends up losing it. Real Mallorca get it back again. Javi Abres attempts the effort, but quite far out by the looks of it. Not quite sure if it was a deflection or not. The referee blows for the the halftime whistle. And I will say, quite a dominant first half from Real Mallorca. I don't really think they've struggled so far in this first half at all. I think they've looked quite comfortable on the ball. I think they've looked quite comfortable so far in this match. And Numancia aren't quite creating a lot of danger at all for Real Mallorca. They have had maybe one decent chance. But again, they're still just not at Real Mallorca's rhythm. They are competing. They are still doing decently. They have done decently in the first half, but they're just not at Real Mallorca's rhythm or at their level yet in this matchup. I think Ramak have looked very comfortable on the ball. They just look like the superior side by quite a bit. And Numancia, well, to say the least, they've got a lot of work to do in this second half if they want to try and create any type of result, any type of danger for Real Mallorca. And again, there still is a whole second half to go, so Real Mallorca have to keep up the good work and the intensity. But at the minute, and by the looks of it, it's looking like quite a comfortable result so far for Real Mallorca. One interesting thing is the goal for Abdon Prats, making him the highest goal scorer in Copa del Rey. So that's something that you do have to see. Anyways, we're going to go on a quick break and we'll be back very shortly for the second half. So do not go anywhere because we've still got a whole second half to go and we'll be back very, very shortly.
You just move, baby. Move any way you need. How do you do it, darling? Got me on my knees, on my feet. You can take me to the left, baby, take me to the right.
Ya somos el primer estadio residuo cero en España.
Lo hemos logrado, gracias a todos. Gracias, Precero.
Antonio, al lío. Bona feina, ben fet. No ha quedat tan malament. No.
You just move, baby. Move any way you need. How do you do it, darling? Got me on my knees, on my feet. You can take me to the left, baby, take me to the right.
Ya somos el primer estadio residuo cero en España.
Lo hemos logrado, gracias a todos. Gracias, Precero.
Antonio, al lío. Bona feina, ben fet. No ha quedat tan malament. No.
You just move, baby. Move any way you need. How do you do it, darling? Got me on my knees, on my feet. If you take me to the left, baby, take me to the right.
Ya somos el primer estadio residuo cero en España.
Lo hemos logrado, gracias a todos. Gracias, Precero.
Antonio, al lío. Bona feina, ben fet. No ha quedat tan malament. No.
just move, baby. Move any way you need. How do you do it, darling? Got me on my knees, on my feet. If you take me to the left, baby, take me to the right.
Ya somos el primer estadio residuo cero en España.
Lo hemos logrado, gracias a todos. Gracias, Precero.
Antonio, al lío. Bona feina, ben fet. No ha quedat tan malament. No.
Pues ya estamos aquí de nuevo, otra vez para esta segunda parte. Recién llegados para disfrutar de esta segunda parte, una segunda parte donde el Mallorca pues tiene que encarar con toda la calma del mundo en el sentido de no volverse locos, Joan, porque el marcador es favorable. El Mallorca ha hecho un partido muy serio en la primera parte. Parece que no habrá cambios en la auxiliar de Yago Barrasate en este descanso y en la auxiliar de Ángel Rodríguez. Vamos a ver si hay cambios o no hay cambios. Saldremos ahora en un rato de dudas. Jovan,
No hace falta.
¿qué tiene que hacer el Mallorca en esta segunda parte para que el partido no se le vaya? Porque ya sabemos que hay algunos momentos que se puede marchar.
Yo tenía un entrenador que siempre decía el 2-0 o 0-2 es un resultado muy peligroso, porque si te marcan,
Totalmente.
el equipo que tenía 2-0 pues se viene para abajo y el otro crece. Pero no, Mallorca, como te he dicho, se ha tomado el partido muy serio, está dominando el partido. Numancia ha tenido un par de ocasiones, pero no tan claras. Yo creo que pero Mallorca no se puede relajar, tiene que seguir el mismo ritmo, intentar meter el tercero y con el tercero se
And
acaba el partido.
welcome back to the second half of this matchup after we've had that quick break. And so far, a very dominant display from Real Mallorca, leading 2-0 here at Soria. And we're just waiting for the referee to blow the whistle. And we will be on the way. And again, a super dominant display, I will say, from Real Mallorca. They have had one or two chances so far, Numancia, but again, nothing too dangerous. Real Mallorca leading 2-0, and so far, very comfortable. But if Numancia just get one goal, then they could be back into this. But Real Mallorca are looking like much more the confident side. It's a poor cross there from Numancia from the corner. And they end up committing the foul. De Frutos. So it's going to be a free kick for Real Mallorca in their own half of the pitch. Just see De Frutos commits the foul there on Abdon Prats. There it is there, it just hits him on the knee. Taking the free kick quickly and playing it into Takuma Sano down this left-hand side. He can't quite keep it in play. Now Numancia playing it forward. Very well defended up against Takuma Sano to get the throw in. Numancia. And Real Mallorca did face up against Osasuna last week. Well, not last week, last Saturday, where they drew 2-2 at the Somos Stadium. Well, right now Osasuna are also playing in the Copa del Rey, where it's currently halftime for them. They're losing 1-0 to Ebro. So now Numancia in possession. It's Mateo Jaume to take the throw in for Real Mallorca. Playing it down into Abdon Prats. Antonio Sanchez playing into Takuma. He loses it. They do keep it in play, but it goes all the way back to Pichu Cuellar. Pablo Torre back to Pichu. Now Numancia trying to put in the cross. Taking quite the courageous shot off there, Matos. He didn't quite have the right angle to hit that, and he hits it from the volley, but maybe could have made the most from that chance there. Numancia just sends it flying. And again, this Numancia side haven't particularly looked too dangerous so far. Now Numancia holding possession in their own half of the pitch. Trying to play it forward, but the pass is cut out by Mateo Jaume. So now Real Mallorca can take it forward. It's Pablo Torre. He plays it out wide to Salhi. Salhi playing it back. David Lopez tries kicking it up forward. Numancia end up keeping it, trying to take it forward, and again, it's cut out. Does well there, Kumbuya, to defend. And he goes down there, the Numancia player, but doesn't look like there's much on that. It's just going to be a throw-in. Now Numancia losing it, and Real Mallorca can drive forward. It's Manu Morlanes. He plays out wide to Abdon Prats. He plays it back to Javi Abres. Javi Abres back to Salhi. He plays it into Abdon. Back to Salhi. He's going to switch it to David Lopez, who kicks it up forward. No one can bring it down, and Numancia end up clearing it. Now Real Mallorca in possession. Here's Gumboya. He's going to try and play a through ball, but there's no one there. Numancia kicking up forward, and they get a throw in for their side. Here's Numancia. Doing well here, Numancia trying to play a through ball. They can't make anything from that. They do get the ball back here. Numancia potentially with a chance. Here's Matos. He tries playing it in. Numancia getting the shot off. And there's the first goal for Numancia. And it's a brilliant shot. And Ramerka giving the ball away in a dangerous position. And the number 9, Johnny, puts it into the back of the net. And what a goal that is there. A spark of life for Numancia. As they just lose the ball there. Ramerka in a dangerous position. Lovely ball by Matos into Johnny. Good finish there. There's not much Bichu Cuellar can do in that position. It's a lovely goal. And now Real Mallorca have to stay focused. So now 2-1 here out at Soria. And Real Mallorca still in the lead, but Numancia, of course, I think a bit with the advantage now. They have a bit more of the rhythm. Now Numancia with the corner. Putting in the cross into that second post. Getting another head on in. It hits the post. And Real Mallorca clear it. Hitting the crossbar there. Numancia on that corner kick. It's getting very dangerous for Real Mallorca. And it just looked like the corner had gone far wide and they weren't going to make much from it, but it ends up bouncing off the crossbar. And now Numancia doing well to put on the pressure. They take the throw in quickly. Down this left-hand side, it's Matos. Matos takes it forward himself. Bichu Cuellar coming out very well there to get the ball. Here's a look at the replay from that corner again. Just bounces off of that crossbar. luckily for Real Mallorca, the rebound falls right to Salhi, I believe, and he clears it. The referee blows his whistle, and it's going to be a free kick here for Numancia as Johnny gets taken down there. Just gets shoved by David Lopez. So it's going to be a free kick for Numancia. And all of a sudden, this team has come to life. Putting in the cross now to that second post. They do get a head on it. Numancia almost with another dangerous chance there. Putting on the pressure. Pablo Torre turns around very well. They commit the foul. It's going to be a free kick for Real Mallorca. Now the ball goes all the way back to Pichu Cuellar. Takumasano just slips there. Trying to play a through ball, but it hits the back of Javi Yabres. So now Real Mallorca take it all the way back. And it's good pressure so far from Numancia on Real Mallorca. Good play here from Numancia to take it down their wing. Putting in the low cross and it falls to Johnny. What a chance that was there to get his second. And he just can't connect with it well. What a chance that was there for Numancia. It's a lovely ball in. He just gets taken down. Just slips as the occasion comes right to him, and a massive chance for Numancia. Numancia getting the ball back now, trying to drive it forward. Real Mallorca defending well. Here's Pablo Torre. Numancia playing it down to Johnny, who gets taken down. The referee doesn't award the free kick. Numancia get the ball back again. Just looked like there might have been a bit of an elbow to the face there. Just gets hit. Yeah, by the looks of it by Abdon, of course. Not intentional. There's the first goal again. The pass by Kumbuya into Pablo Torre. It's a good first goal there from Numancia, and they've been close to getting the second. Real Mallorca really need to watch out now. Just by the looks of it, from that elbow, one of those players is bleeding from the nose. Now by the looks of it, Real Mallorca are going to be making a substitute. Mark Dominic coming on for Real Mallorca. We haven't seen him quite some time. Now here's Matos on this left wing. The ball ends up going out of play. Good ball forward here from Numancia. It falls to Matos. He plays it in. And just trying to play it wide. Ends up going out of play. Well defended by Javi Abres. It's going to be a throw-in for Real Mallorca. Numancia still with one player less. So now here's Mateo Jaume driving forward. And, oh dear, Numancia giving the ball away there. Falls to Takuma Sano. He gets taken down. And it's going to be a penalty for Real Mallorca. And what a giveaway that was there from Danese. As it just looked like Numancia were starting to come back into the match. And you could see how upset he is with himself. He just gets a poor touch there. He gives it to Takuma Sano. And then while he's chasing him down, he slips. It looks like he just maybe touches the back of his heel as he slips. And that's very unfortunate for him. So it's going to be a penalty kick now for Real Mallorca. And a yellow card awarded to Danese. And now Abdon Prats stepping up to take the penalty kick. So now, Abdon Prats. Can he make the most of the penalty kick? And he kicks it on the left side. Not quite sure what the keeper's done there, but either way, it's gone into the back of the net. And Abdon Prats gets his second goal of the matchup. And now Real Mallorca lead 3-1. Well, take a look. What's happened there with Rubio? He dives the right way. The ball goes right at the keeper, and I'm not quite sure how he's not made the save there. Just dives maybe a bit too early. Maybe could have used his legs. And it goes into the back of the net for Real Mallorca. So now leading 3-1 here. And it's a big blow for Daneses. It just looked like Numancia were starting to get back into the match. Now looks like 2 substitutes are going to be made for Real Mallorca. Kumbuya coming off. Martin Valgent coming on to replace him. And then Takuma Sano also coming off, and Mark Dominic coming on to replace him. So now Numancia still fighting for it, and again they were so close to getting that equalizer. They looked very good. And then the penalty given away out of nowhere for Numancia. A big blow. And that player, Danese, will be absolutely gutted with himself. And Numancia doing well to get the ball back. What play this is here from Numancia. The ball goes out of play, and it's going to be a throw-in for Numancia now. And trying to make something from that, but they end up giving away a throw-in to Real Mallorca. .67 minutes in here now. And by the looks of it, Real Mallorca with the 2-goal advantage. Every minute that goes by, getting closer and closer to securing the victory on to the next round. And if Numancia wanted to get back into this, they've got quite the mountain to climb. Of course, they still are pushing on for chances, trying to put in the cross. Goes over the crossbar. It's going to be a goal kick for Real Mallorca. So now Pichu Cuellar taking the goal kick. Numancia committing the foul there on Martin Valgent. And Real Mallorca holding the possession. As now there's just about 20 minutes left to go. And by the looks of it, now Numancia making their first substitute of the match. Berto coming off and Alex Gil coming on to replace him. So just 20 minutes left to go here now. Fermin Ruiz also coming on and Bonilla coming on to replace him. And he gets taken down there. It's going to be a free kick for Numancia in quite a dangerous position. Manu Morlanes not happy. He's going to be booked with the yellow card for protesting. And he's not quite happy, the referee there, with those Real Mallorca players. As he ends up booking Manu Morlanes with the yellow card for protesting. Now putting in the cross. And the shot was blocked as there was one too many players trying to get the shot off again. It's blocked. Quite courageous efforts here from Numancia. They just commit the foul there on Manu Morlanes as he tried to break on the counter-attack. So Nestor picks up the yellow card. And I definitely think in the second half, Numancia started to look like the better side. They got the equalizer and they were looking very strong, very threatening. Almost getting the second, but I just think ever since Danese gave away that massive mistake, that penalty, I just think Numancia sort of gave up on the match from there on. You've got to feel bad for them. Again, as they were starting to look strong, but they've just given away one too many goals. And by the looks of it, Real Mallorca will be moving on to the next round. There still is about 12 minutes, not 12, still about 16 to 17 minutes left to go, but it's not looking promising. Good ball here from Numancia, potentially with a dangerous chance, trying to play it through. Quite a bad free kick there from Pablo Torre, and he receives the yellow card as he takes down Matos. Could have been a dangerous chance there from Numancia. Maybe should have let go of the ball a bit sooner. He knew Pablo Torre, he knew it was a foul that he had to commit. He knew exactly what he was doing there. Quite far out, the free kick. And of course, they do get a goal back here soon, then they could potentially go for the comeback, Numancia. Taking the shot off, it hits the wall, and it almost rebounds into the back of the net. Luckily for Real Mallorca, it didn't, and it's going to be a corner kick. Looks like a good effort of a shot as well. Just rebounds wide. Now putting in the cross into that second post, getting the shot. What a save by Pichu Cuellar. Now can they make anything from the rebound? Putting in the cross again, and Pichu Cuellar comes out. He drops it. Taking the shot off, and it's in the back of the net. And now, with 15 minutes left to go here now, Numancia have gotten another. And they could potentially go for the equalizer. And it's... I'm not quite sure who's gotten the goal there. We'll have to take a look at the replay. It's just a bit of a... It's a mess of a goal. Pichu Cuellar, he comes out to grab it. He ends up dropping it. The rebound just flies all over the place. And it's Danese who actually scores the goal. The player who gave away the penalty earlier. How relieved will he be scoring that goal? But again, there's still a goal behind. There's 15 minutes left to go. Can this town, can this little town in Soria go for the victory? Well, not the victory, the equalizer. And it was a very good play, I will say, from Numancia, and the save from Picho Cuellar was excellent. Now, by the looks of it, Real Mallorca are going to be making 2 substitutes. Pablo Torres is going to be coming off. And coming on to replace him is Samu Costa. And then also coming on is Omar Mascarell. And replacing him will be Manu Morlanes. So those are the 2 substitutes made for Real Mallorca. Now Numancia chasing for that equalizer. Committing the foul, Numancia on Javi Yabres. It's going to be a free kick for Real Mallorca. There's a look at the replay again. What a save! Originally by Pichu Cuellar, a brilliant save. And then he comes out to grab the cross. It's just David Lopez, who just looks like he's in his way. Danese, he gets the shot off from outside of the box. He places it very well. Here's Manu Morlanes driving forward. Abdon Prats playing out wide. It's Real Mallorca attacking, trying to put it in. Good clearance by Numancia. It's going to be a corner kick for Real Mallorca. And there's only 12 minutes left to go here now. Numancia only 1 goal behind. So now Real Mallorca putting in the throw in. Abdon Prats goes down. The referee doesn't award anything. So now Real Mallorca in possession. 79 minutes in here now. So far, Real Mallorca have sort of taken back the control. Just holding possession, maybe hoping to tick down the time. Here's Omar Mascarell. Plays into Samu Costa. Real Mallorca. Here's Antonio Sanchez. He plays it to Martin Valgent. Martin Valgent playing it back to Pichu Cuellar. And this Real Mallorca side just running down the clock. Pichu Cuellar, he ends up giving it away. Here's Numancia. They end up giving it away. They get the ball back. Now potentially a chance here for Numancia. They go down. They end up committing the free kick on Real Mallorca. And they pick up a yellow card. So 10 minutes left to go. So far Numancia 2 and Real Mallorca 3. De Frutos just commits the foul there, and Abdon Prats just trying to get the ball back for his team. And now Numancia is going to be making 2 substitutes. Javi Abres also coming off for Real Mallorca. And coming on to replace him was Jan Virgili. A brilliant player who's been in brilliant form for Real Mallorca recently. He's got 4 assists in the La Liga division. He's 6th place for the most assists in the league as well. Now here come Numancia gaining possession back. Good play. Now just approaching the 83rd minute. Ramirka get the ball back. And both teams just looking a bit nervous to hold the ball. Numancia especially chasing it as they know they need another. And Ramirka a bit more calm, but either way not fluid on the ball. Jan Virgili does well to get the throw in for Real Mallorca. So now here's Salhi putting in the throw in. No free kick awarded. The play's going to continue. And Real Mallorca just keep on holding on to that ball. So now here's Numancia kicking out forward. On the Osasuna Ebro game, Osasuna did manage to take the lead 2-1, but just a minute after Ebro got the equalizer again, and it's 2-2 in that match. And in this match, we've just hit the 85th minute, and it's 2-3, of course. And it's a foul for Numancia, committed there just by Samu Costa. And now Numancia breaking forward, trying to play the through ball, but it's going to be a throw-in. Numancia trying to make something from that, but they can't quite. It's going to be a throw-in for Real Mallorca. Numancia getting the ball back. 4 minutes left to go, plus extra time. Numancia heading on forward. Good defending by Martin Valgent. Here's Jan Virgili. Nothing comes from that. Numancia are going to drive forward. Good play here from Numancia, switching it to the right-hand side. They could potentially make something from this. Quite a lot of white shirts at the back. Trying to put in that cross. It's cleared. It's going to be a throw-in. Taken quickly. And Real Mallorca get the ball back, and now they can break on the counter-attack. Good ball. Real Mallorca driving forward, getting the shot off. It goes flying over the crossbar for Mark Dominic. Mark Dominic is yet to get his first goal for the senior club. And now, driving forward here, it's Numancia playing out wide. Trying to get the shot off, it's blocked. The rebound is blocked again. They managed to bring it down. 2 minutes left to go. Cutting in here, it's good play from Numancia. Trying to go forward, it gets taken down. There's no foul. And now Gianvirgili on the break. Here's Gianvirgili, he's going to cut in. He's going to try and play out wide. Numancia cut the pass out. Now Numancia can drive forward. Down this left-hand side, it's Numancia trying to put in the cross, and he sends it absolutely flying. And a poor giveaway there from Numancia. Claiming a penalty here. Don't think there's quite enough on that for a penalty to be given. Goal from Osasuna now against Ebro. Now Salki's on the ground. He is back up on his feet as the referee tells him to hurry up. So now Pichu Cuellar to take the goal kick for Real Mallorca. And doing well to get the throw in. Four minutes have been added on. So still a chance for Numancia, but Real Mallorca holding on very well so far. And Numancia taking the free kick quickly. Trying to drive down this left-hand side. It's going to be a throw-in. Real Mallorca end up getting the ball back. Numancia get it back. Driving down this left-hand side. Trying to cut in. It's going to be a corner for Numancia. And now, putting in the cross is Numancia. It's cleared by Real Mallorca. The rebound falls back to Numancia. They put the cross back in. Cleared it. Pichu Cuellar. The shot rebound, and it goes right into the hands of Pichu Cuellar. And I'm sure he's going to take his time to take that one. He did well to get his fists on it. The rebound, it is a good shot, but just straight at Pichu Cuellar. Maybe not enough power on it. Still 2 minutes left to go. Real Mallorca with a good interception there. Numancia taking the throw in again, driving forward down this left-hand side with plenty of room. It's Numancia putting in the cross. And the rebound goes out for a corner kick. And it's good play here from Numancia. They're looking very dangerous in these last few minutes. They're going to put in the cross again. Trying to get their head on it. It goes over the second post. And now Salhi can break forward. He plays a through ball into Gianvirgili and there's no goalkeeper. Here's Gianvirgili. He tries putting in the chip and a big save by the goalkeeper. And what the last few minutes we've had here. Gianvirgili, he had the chance. Not sure why he's just not taking the shot off there. He had Mark Dominic as well to pass it to. He tries to take the shot on himself. He tries to chip it over the keeper. But it's a good save by Rubio. And by the looks of it, it's only 1 minute left. And Ramaka holding the ball, trying to make something from it. Kicking the ball up, Numancia. The ball's just sort of flying all over the place at the minute. Numancia end up bringing it down, but they end up losing it. The referee blows his whistle. It's a free kick for Numancia. So now the last chance, the last kick of the game really for Numancia. And safe to say that Real Mallorca, if they clear this one, they'll be moving on to the next round of the Copa del Rey. But they still have one more chance to deal with here from Numancia. And what a moment it would be for this small town if they got that equalizer now. They play it short. It's good play. Trying to put in the cross into the second post. And it's cleared by Real Mallorca. But there's still a chance here for Numancia. Trying to put in the cross into that second post. It's put in again. And Pichu Cuellar gets there and gets his hands on it. And what a dangerous chance that was there for Numancia. What a ball. He just messes the cross up there. What a chance that was. And that is the full-time whistle. And Real Mallorca will be moving on to the next round of the Copa del Rey. And this Numancia side put up quite the fight. Up against this Real Mallorca side. And again, what a dangerous chance that was there for this Numancia side. They've been quite the danger up against this Real Mallorca side. They have managed to win the match 3-2. I'm not quite sure if Real Mallorca have to play another match up against this Numancia side or not. I'm not quite sure if they move on. I haven't done my research. But again, a very, very dangerous match that was there, especially towards the end. And I mean, every time Real Mallorca scored, especially when they had the 3-1 after giving away the penalty, Numancia in the second half, I thought it was done. I thought it was over. But they still managed to get another. And they very almost got the equalizer within the last few minutes. And I did say this wasn't going to be an easy match, and it wasn't. It wasn't really an easy match for Real Mallorca. But again, I think if Numancia, in the beginning, they just gave away those 2 goals in the first half. They were very easy goals to give away, I would say. And I think if they didn't give away those sort of easy goals, if they would have went out the way they did in the second half, they probably would have won that match. So fair play to Numancia for putting up a big fight. But the main thing is Real Mallorca got the win out there today. They scored the 3 goals. And Abdon Prat scoring 2 goals. Again, making him the highest Copa del Rey goal scorer of all time. Taking Cristiano Ronaldo's place. And so far this season, he's got 3 goals in the Copa del Rey. And there he is. You can see him there in the bottom left corner going to say hi to the Real Mallorca supporters. There he is there. And again, what a match that we did have there in the end. You know, part of me thought after seeing that first half that it was going to be a bit of a boring second half. There was just going to be Real Mallorca, you know, holding the ball. It was pretty much done. But no, it wasn't that at all. You know, losing 2-0, they still had hope. This small side, they still had hope. Numancia to bring the match back, and they went ahead. They got the first goal. Then they gave away the penalty, but even after that, they got a second goal. Again, this Numancia side was definitely impressive. They weren't bad at all. And I think it almost could have been a complicated match out there today for Real Mallorca. It almost did get very, very complicated for Real Mallorca. And again, you know, they did have a bit of the concentration in the first half, but again, you just see what happens when you lose the concentration a little bit. And we almost saw how Real Mallorca completely gave it away. I mean, they were this close to giving it all away. We saw last Saturday what happened against Osasuna. They were winning 2-0. There was only 8 minutes left, and they still conceded 2 goals. And Real Mallorca, they do well in the beginning, but they just sort of always lose their concentration towards the end. And I think that's something that Real Mallorca really needs to work on, is conceding, giving away these easy goals. And they almost gave away the match there, and they gave it away last Saturday up against Osasuna. And, you know, they weren't using their strongest lineup, but they're still using a decent lineup. We still saw some decent players. Also, fair play to Pichu Cuellar, the 41-year-old goalkeeper, officially the oldest player to ever play for Real Mallorca. On playing for the first time in years, he made some very important saves out there. And of course, Abdon Prats making history in the Copa del Rey. So a decent result out there today. Could have gotten very, very dangerous. They're lucky that it didn't go too bad. Javi Abres, a man on the screen, is also a player who did put in a very, very good performance. And he's pretty much just saying everything that I went over, that they knew it wasn't going to be an easy match, that it almost got bad for them, but the important thing is that they went through, which is just sort of what I was saying. And he's pretty much saying how in the first half it went all well, and then the second half it almost went all wrong. But it's something that they do. That is something that they need to work on, because it has been happening quite often, even last week out. And I completely agree with his words of what he's saying, because it has been getting bad. And those were just the words there from Javi Abres, and all he really had to say was pretty much what I was just going over, at how this match we knew it was going to be complicated. The first half it all went good, and the second half it almost went bad, and that's something that they've been seeing quite often recently, and they need to work on that. And yeah, I pretty much agree with what he says. I think he's completely right on those words, and I would say the same thing. Something that they really do need to work on getting better. And he is happy to score. Of course, he did score a beautiful goal. I will say we don't get to see much of Javi Abres, especially in the La Liga. We never see him playing. We see some players play in the Copa del Rey that we never get to see really in La Liga, that don't really get a lot of minutes. I think some of them play very well, and Javi Abres is definitely one of them. Of course, Salji, the 18-year-old, he got his chance also in the Copa del Rey to come up and play, and David Lopez and many more names. But they did do the job. They did get through the match, but you have to look. They conceded 2 goals. It almost got really bad. They almost equalized, and if they didn't give away that penalty, I think they probably would have equalized, and they maybe could have even gone on to win. So again, it's something that Real Mallorca really have to keep into consideration. Now, Real Mallorca will be moving on to the next phase, and that is the important thing. Real Mallorca do play next Friday in the La Liga division away up against Oviedo, which could also be a bit of a complicated match. We do know Oviedo are at the bottom of the table. They've really struggled to get results. It should be a win for Real Mallorca, but at that Oviedo stadium, it is going to be tough. So we will see if Real Mallorca can pull through and get that result. Now, that is going to be the end of this live stream here. I feel like we've pretty much gone over everything we have to go over in this matchup. I will say fair play to that Numancia side. They did put up a good fight, and they have some very impressive players. And Real Mallorca, they got the result they needed. That's all that matters, but they need to work on a few things. Now, make sure to subscribe to this YouTube channel to never miss any matches. We'll be going live next Friday. And of course, we go live every matchup. There, the man on the screen, Bicho Cuellar, the 41-year-old, who I'm sure is so happy to finally make an appearance after not playing for so long for Real Mallorca. And again, he's the third goalkeeper. He's never really going to get moments like this, and I'm sure he's absolutely buzzing to be able to play and to get some important saves, because he did make some very important saves. So fair play to him. But again, make sure to subscribe to the YouTube Play Red channel if you are new here, or if you're not new, either way, make sure to stay subscribed. Please like and subscribe. It means a lot to us, and especially to me. Also, make sure to follow us on our English social media Twitter page, because I do run that. I do put out the stuff, and I post daily following updates on the squad, on match days and not on match days too. Thank you so much for tuning in. I've been your host for today. My name is Daniel Armstrong, and we'll see you next Friday on the next one, and let's hope for a good result. Have a good night, everybody.
porque es un profesional, pero por otro lado da mucho a plantilla, sobre todo en momentos difíciles. Seguro habla con jugadores, le apoya. Esto es importante que tengas un jugador en la plantilla con tanta experiencia. Cuando llegan estos momentos, apoya que todo sale adelante. Y por otro lado, ves cómo habla, con qué emoción habla. Con qué emoción ha hablado, hasta incluso veo, yo creo, no sé si ha llorado un
Sí, sí,
poquito,
sí, sí, lo hemos visto, sí.
porque Vives
Emocionado.
sabe que esto se acaba pronto, no sabe si este año o un año más, pero esto se acaba. Y claro, quiere aprovechar cada momento y disfrutar de cada momento y además de cada partido. Puede ser que es su último partido de su carrera, ¿no? Porque no, él no lo sabe si se recuperan de otros, si se recupera los porteros, a lo mejor este partido es el último de su carrera.
Nunca se sabe,
No,
efectivamente.
nunca
Sí,
se
sí, sí,
sabe,
no, pero la teoría es buena, la
pero
teoría es
yo
buena.
creo que en el mente tiene, a lo mejor es esto mi último partido hablamos, si quiere seguir nivel grande, a lo mejor ficha por un equipo
Sí, pero en
de
primera
secundaria
división
F esto,
hablamos,
pero
sí.
hablamos de élite, ¿no? Y habló con mucha emoción y yo lo conozco, cuando, lo que te decía, cuando estuvo en Atlético de Madrid, era chaval que venía de filial, gran profesional, gran carrera y me alegro mucho porque pues si acaba la carrera con esto, pues que será con una victoria importante.
Y qué importante es tener un jugador como él en el banquillo, perdón, bueno, en el banquillo y en el vestuario, ¿no? Porque jugadores jóvenes como pueden ser Jan Virgili, Marc Domenech, David López, el mismísimo Leo Román, que es jovencísimo, ¿no? Todos los jugadores jóvenes, ¿no? Jugador como el Pichu Yukoyer, que tiene la trayectoria que tiene, te puede dar mil y un
Virginia
consejos.
tiene 20 y él tiene 40
Por
años.
eso digo,
Imagínate,
te
puede
puede dar,
ser su padre.
sí, te,
Fácilmente puede ser su padre.
te puede dar mil y un consejos, ¿no? Porque además es un jugador que se ha enfrentado a mil cosas en el mundo del fútbol y se las ha visto de todas las maneras.
Porque es muy importante que los jugadores a veces, no a
Perdón, Jovan,
veces,
aguanta porque tenemos a Yago Barrasate. Vamos a escucharlo.
Arrasate, bueno, Yagoba, objetivo cumplido, se ha sufrido, pero estamos en la siguiente ronda.
Sí, ese era el objetivo y sí, hemos sufrido, ¿no? Porque creo que el segundo tiempo hemos dejado de hacer cosas que habíamos hecho el primer tiempo y porque ellos han dado un paso al frente también y es un poco la magia de la Copa, ¿no? Que hay momentos ahí trepidantes, pero bueno, por suerte hemos pasado y es lo que queríamos.
Seguramente en cuanto a valoración de partido se pueden hablar de dos partes diferenciadas, ¿no?
Sí, un primer tiempo donde creo que hemos hecho las cosas bien, hemos jugado con mucha seriedad, hemos dado pocas opciones al Numancia y en ataque creo que hemos sido incisivos, hemos metido 2 goles y hemos tenido alguna ocasión más. Y el segundo tiempo se ha roto un poco el partido de ida y vuelta y bueno, pues ahí nos ha faltado más control y es lo que tenemos que mejorar.
¿Y qué tal tu vuelta aquí a los pajaritos?
Dos direcciones y bueno, siempre es muy bonito volver a un sitio que ha sido feliz.
Ya la última, un nombre en particular, el Pichu Cuellar, que nos hablaba emocionado, ¿no? De todo ese trabajo que hay detrás y que hoy se convierta en ese jugador más veterano en jugar con el Mallorca.
Sí, se lo merece porque trabaja día a día para que pueda llegar esto y si no llega también trabaja igual. Y bueno, pues estamos contentos por él también porque sabemos que es una fecha señalada para él y nos alegramos.
Gracias y enhorabuena.
Ahí está la palabra de Yagoba Arrasate. Hemos dejado de hacer cosas en la segunda parte que en la primera sí que hemos hecho. ¿Qué cosas tú, como entrenador, Jovan, y como exfutbolista y como hombre que sabe muchísimo de fútbol, crees que ha dejado de hacer el Mallorca en esta segunda parte ante el Numancia?
No ha dejado de hacer nada. El otro equipo salió segunda parte con más ganas. La primera parte, Numancia estaba superado por todo lado. Pero la segunda parte han salido y han presionado digamos, han presionado con más, ¿qué palabra puedo usar?
Con
Con
más
más
garra, con
fuerza,
más
con más
garra.
gara. La primera parte se echaban atrás y no presionaban, pero la segunda parte iban por todo. Mallorca se equivocó 2 veces, las 2 veces metiendo balón, siempre lo que te decía, balón por dentro. Si tienes detrás un jugador, era una pérdida. Y el segundo gol también llega después de una pérdida. Acabó en córner y después de córner llegan gol. Eran digamos, dos errores similares. El eliminatorio año pasado contra Pontevedra también, si te acuerdas, nos metieron un par de goles
Sí,
después de esto.
de robar en el
Meten, te
centro del
roban en
campo,
medio
sí,
campo esto.
sí.
Y hoy estos dos errores, pues pero la primera parte Mallorca era muy superior, metemos primer gol muy temprano, este gol nos dio tranquilidad, metemos el penalti, ¿no? El penalti ya con 2-0 era un partido prácticamente esto, pero un gol de Numancia cambió el rumbo del partido y bueno, hasta el final, hasta el final no sabíamos que íbamos a pasar la eliminatoria porque Numancia también últimos 2, 3, 4 minutos con balones largos, con centros laterales, pues podía meter el tercero y nos podían empatar el partido. En general, lo que te decía yo, nosotros cuando llegamos a la final sufrimos de primera hasta último partido y esto pasa cuando juegas un partido, cuando se juega el partido único. Mucha emoción y más complicado.
Y además que sabemos que, como tú dices, en el fútbol se sufre, para cualquier cosa. Vamos a escuchar la rueda de prensa del míster, compañeros. Venga, por favor.
A lo que queráis. Empezamos, nos va bien con los medios de Mallorca, que están en directo, IB3, Kiwi, dale Miki. Bueno, creo que son contextos diferentes, ¿no? Sí, estoy contento con la primera parte porque creo que hemos jugado con mucha seriedad y hemos hecho las cosas bien. Pero esta es un poco la magia de la Copa, que te meten un gol, el Numancia se viene arriba, su afición aprieta también y nos ha tocado sufrir. Con ese tercer gol, sobre todo, no hemos controlado bien el partido. Yo creo que el partido ha sido de ida y vuelta al segundo tiempo y cuando no tienes control, pues puede pasar esto y sufriendo hasta el final y bueno, objetivo cumplido. Juanmi. Sí, sí. Pues el cabreo venía por ahí, porque no tenemos un partido tranquilo, cuando parecía que estábamos haciendo las cosas bien y lo podíamos llevar o gestionar de otra manera, pero enfrente hay un rival también que ha apretado, que ha metido un gol y te mete en el partido ese gol y la afición que ha apretado y luego sobre todo me cabrá porque creo que hemos tomado malas decisiones, ¿no? Sobre todo al final necesitábamos más control, no lo hemos tenido y luego en esa ida y vuelta creo que hemos tenido ocasiones claras también para poder hacer el cuarto y finiquitarlo y bueno, ha sido más por cabreo y sufrimiento, las dos cosas a la vez. ¿Alguna pregunta más? Sí, dale. Sí, pues todo ha ido muy bien rodado hasta ese tramo de partido, ¿no? Desde ayer, pues con mucho cariño en ambas direcciones. Es muy bonito volver a un sitio que ha sido feliz y bueno, pues muy bonito volver a los pajaritos, sentir ese cariño un poco y el partido también iba bien, pero al final, pues bueno, te metes tan de lleno en el partido que al final, pues no, el sufrimiento te invade, digamos, y bueno, al final también contento porque el objetivo era pasar, tenemos cosas que mejorar, pero bueno, para mí es un día especial desde ayer y muy contento de volver aquí. ¿A preguntas? Ahí atrás, sí. No, no, pensábamos que pese a que están jugando 4-3-3 que hoy podían jugar con tres centrales, porque cuando te enfrentas a un equipo de superior categoría a veces te proteges y tampoco tenían muchos centrocampistas, tampoco están jugando los tres siempre y no tenían ahí mucho recambio y no, creo que el primer tiempo ha sido más porque nosotros hemos interpretado muy bien, hemos atacado con orden y eso nos ha hecho tener ocasiones y también defender mejor. El segundo tiempo yo creo que hemos perdido el control y cuando pierdes el control pues ahí se ha visto también pues el Numancia que ha creído, que ha tenido juego por fuera, que ha tenido centro, remate, que nos ha embotellado al final también y bueno, pues esto es un poco el Numancia que yo conozco, que quiero también, no hoy, de aquí en adelante y si sigue así, pues la